Alright, good morning guys, Mr. G back, and today we are jumping back in time to the 1990s, or at least it feels like that because we've got two space shooters to look at. I feel like I'm back in my freelancer days. We've got Everspace 2, which is an early access, and we've got Chorus. Now, I'm not going to break down every single detail between these two games, but I'm going to give you an overview so you can go, hey, should I buy this one? Should I buy this one? Or should I buy both games? So, to jump into it, Everspace 2 is ditching the roguelite game that its first one was. In Everspace 1, it had you and your AI jumping from sector to sector, blowing up increasingly more difficult enemies. Well, Everspace 2 has ditched that and giving you more of a linear campaign experience. So, what does Everspace 2 do better than Chorus? Well, it's got slightly better writing. It's going to have more gameplay variety by having more types of ships you'll be able to upgrade through as you play the game. Everspace 2 is going to have a better weapon variety, which feeds back into point one that there's more ships you can play. It's going to have better graphics than Chorus, which is something you're going to like if you have a good rig. If you're playing on an aging gaming laptop like myself, you will be happy that you can run Chorus on 60 frames per second. Now, arguably, Everspace 2 has a better main character if you want to be one of those protagonists that is in the traditional variety. And you're going to have more point of view options in Everspace 2 with cockpit and first person. Now, what does Chorus do slightly better than Everspace 2? Arguably better combat. It's going to feel a little bit more arcadey, although both of these games lean heavily towards the arcade side. Chorus is going to have fewer ships to play, and you'll spend most of the game with just one ship, but that ship's going to get pushed to the max with a variety of upgrades and abilities. Chorus is also going to have easier and better gamepad controls. You're also going to have a little bit more movement variety, which feeds back into the point above that it's better to play with gamepad. And one thing that Chorus does exceptionally well, and this hits you right out the door, is it has a ridiculously good soundtrack and sound design. Seriously, the sound effects are so damn meaty and pack such an audio punch. It's just an absolutely beautiful sounding game. Now, while Chorus may not have quite as good of writing as Everspace 2, the story is arguably more interesting. Your character is an anti-hero. You are essentially the Darth Vader of the universe, destroying everything, but now you're like, hey, that's bad. Maybe I shouldn't do that. And your character will have constant asides where they're thinking to themselves about memories that they had in the past. Now, it does get a little bit silly at times, but I've seen a lot worse, and the voice acting is on point. Now, there's going to be more elaborate level design as well. It's fun to explore and just fly around. This game's going to look absolutely beautiful. Chorus is going to have more organic random events. Instead of random events just being predictable and locked behind a loading screen, random events in Chorus will just happen to you as you're flying around. It's the most sandboxy space shooter I've ever felt. So you're going, which one of these should I get? Should I get any? Should I get both of them when you can afford it? Well, they're both great in their own ways. Not to mention the fact that both games are going to come in at an identical price. So, should you buy one or should you buy both? Well, they're both great in their own ways. Like I said, the space shooter genre is sorely lacking in competent games like these two games. Though I'll be inclined a bit more towards Chorus just because it feels like a completely finished game while Everspace 2 is still in early access. Everspace 2 is still missing about 30% of the content before its 1.0 release. All in all, both great space shooters, and I'm going to be honest, Chorus probably has the best feeling I've had in space since Free Space 2, but plays a lot more like a semi-open world Star Fox game. Even if it falters a little bit in stories, and some of the characters are a little cringeworthy along the way, the whole package is competent and complete. Solidly good game. Now, while they're both good, I gotta say, I'm really gonna spend more time with Chorus right now, and I'll come back to Everspace 2 later. If you guys found this comparison useful, please let me know with a like and a comment down below. Hope to see you on the next one. Mr. G out.